Okay, well, ladies, well, hi, and welcome to our first, we called it leadership calls. Get it? LeadHERship calls. Um, Belinda and I sat down, we mapped out, we're going to do one leadership call a month, and then we're going to do two field calls a month. We have to dust ourselves off. We're a little rusty of, the whole recruiting and booking and all that stuff, especially since the pandemic, I think kind of slowed everything down. And then, of course, us changing our plan of what we were doing, that kind of thing. But anyways, so we mapped that out. We put out the calendar for you guys so you guys could see when we were having the events and stuff like that. I think it's always important. Yes, I know Zaya is going to have their leadership call, but we're going to have ours too, which is just kind of going through the specials of how we're going to train our teams, getting our teams back engaged, because that's our biggest um, thing that we have to do is kind of get those teams back engaged. But I want to do a quick little recognition. I have been doing this since April, I think, of doing a recognition of our August top 10 sellers. So Maggie Roberge, Carrie Stoyer, Sonia Nightingale, Millie Hines, Abigail Cohen, Lisa Atkinson, Eileen O'Shea, Lindsay Brubaker, Amanda Spiker, and Joy Miller. So a big shout out to those guys. And September is officially our first month that we're going live with Zaya. I know we had kind of like a pre kind of view because we got back into the office in the end of August, but this is really our biggest month that we're going to have is where we're launching with Zaya. So it's going to be our first full month there. And what better way, Belinda, to hit it off with some double commission? What do you think?
I think that's pretty darn exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that we had them on, talking about how it worked, when we went through the comp plan and stuff like that. But I just want to everybody's that enrolled between August 1st and September 30th and that includes us, that they kind of extended it for us to kind of go through that. The qualifying period is going to be September 1 through the 30th. How it works is basically, let's say Susan sells $1,500 or no, she earns $1,500. She sells whatever, earns her 28% commission. Her paycheck is $1,500. What they'll do is they match up to $1,000. So they threw in an extra $1,000. So Susan's paycheck would be 2,500. So you got Kristen. Kristen went out. Her paycheck was 800 for a month. Not bad. Not bad at all. And they matched it and gave her another $800. So she got $1,600. So just kind of explaining how that works. You're not splitting with an upline. It's just a straight, you get doubled up to $1,000. Max bonus is 1,000. It's going to be paid in your October commissions. And then, of course, it'll take back any, before bonuses, less returns, subject to clawbacks, which is your returns and stuff like that. But it also stacks along with their impact bonuses, which will kind of go a little bit into their bonuses. Um, so, anyways, I want you to coach everybody to bust zero, get out there and really try to make September really big. So, I was telling Belinda a little bit about this today that they have something called grab bags, and they're only available, which, by the way, Maggie had been texting me over the weekend about these grab bags. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know what it is. So apparently they do these grab bags and this goes through September 7th at midnight Pacific time. I think it's a great way to get your team members to bust zero. Who doesn't like a good deal? You get three long sleeve shirts for $50 and you get to pick your size. Like, I think that's from a company standpoint, I get why they're doing it, but from a customer standpoint, who doesn't love a good deal? So, anyways, it's a great way to bust zero and you get three little surprises. So, anyways, Belinda, I'm going to turn it over to you because Belinda and I have been talking about these Zyia bestsellers and we should know what the Zyia bestsellers are. Um, do you want to kind of go into that a little bit, Belinda?
Sure. So one of the things I asked Carrie, because I've been thinking about you guys a lot. It's never easy to just completely do something different. It's like you've been doing what you've done for a very long time, and now you're going to be taking on a whole new line. And you're going to sort of like, if you were brand spanking new and you never did anything, you would just learn the line. That's how it would go. But you're not brand spanking new, and you're very experienced, and you've been doing this a long time. So now it's like a change. And so it's where do you start? And sometimes where do you start can be overwhelming. And I think many of you know, and maybe you're even feeling that way a little bit. And I even tried to put myself in your shoes on how I would be feeling. And I was reminded of this earlier today with someone. If you give somebody too many choices, they choose nothing. So when you suddenly are given, like, well, you can do it like this, or you can do it like that, or you can do it like that, or like this, but you could blend the two, and you just go, you know what? I think I'm going to think about it. When you were pretty ready to go, which I'm sort of glad that this happened, but I went to Wendy's because we haven't been eating very much fast food, but we were unpacking boxes all day today. And so I ran up to Wendy's and I got a hamburger and I got my husband a sandwich. And then I thought, I'm just going to get a little mini junior frosty. And then suddenly he goes, what flavor? Well, there always was just one flavor. So then I had six flavors to choose from. And then I was so confused. And then I started staring at it and it was 320 calories. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. I don't want the frosty. And so I took it off. And if they would have just given me a chocolate frosty, I probably would have came home with it.
That's
And I
okay.
probably would have ate it, which wouldn't have been good. So I said to Carrie, you know what? Let's try to help these ladies by narrowing down what is the best thing to offer. So I asked her to go to Zyia and say, what are Zyia's best sellers? I said top 5. Well, they gave her their top 6, which I think is awesome. And so this way, it kind of helps you, not only as leaders yourself, to sort of focus in on and direct some of your customers, because you guys have been used to offering really a very limited line to your customers. It's not like you were a pampered chef and you had 300 items in the catalog. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you were offering these select bras and then in helping them choose the right size. So it's very difficult to go to a line that is very robust. It's exciting and it's a great opportunity, but it's very difficult to lead your customer on what they might want to choose. So by pulling out these top 6, this kind of helps you to say, well, here's our best sellers. People love best sellers. I remember when I was very young and very early with Princess House, I just told everybody what the best sellers were. and I sometimes said the companies and sometimes I just made up my own. And I tell you what, every time I said it, that's what people bought. That's what they gravitated toward. So I'm hoping that this will help you out, which in fact, these are really their best sellers. So it's a black light and tight legging, which is number 790. You guys can look these up on their website. Retreat sweatshirt and joggers, black bomber bra, black confluence legging, and black peak zipper jogger. So there's is there 5 there, Carrie, or 6?
Well, I put the sweatshirt and the joggers together.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, not that you can't offer everything and people can look at the line and see what they want, but if your customers are like, well, what's really good or what do you like? And you don't even know what you like yet. So this is going to help you in guiding customers. And not only, so I'm sharing this with you as leaders, but this is also how you can help your team. Because think of it, if you're feeling overwhelmed, they're feeling more overwhelmed because you've got more experience on them as far as selling. So I just hope this is helpful. Does anybody have any questions around that?
Could you repeat them? I'm trying to write and I can't
Oh
get them.
gosh, absolutely. I thought you had this sheet in front of you. I want to
No,
apologize so much, Mary.
most
It
of
is
that's okay.
black, light, and tight legging, number 790. Retreat, sweatshirt, and joggers. I don't have a number for that one.
Yeah.
Got it.
Black bomber bra, number 202. Black confluence legging, 7185.
Great.
And black peak zipper jogger, 889.
Carrie, is that what you ordered? Can I just ask a question?
Did I actually, if you guys saw me, I wore the retreat joggers. I can't wear the light and tight right now because of my boot, so I can't wear them right now. But I actually I'm wearing a lot of the bell-bottom pants, and I got a lot of compliments on the cargo retreat joggers that I wore this past weekend, which I wore them for the Michigan game. And my sister actually messaged me after she saw my post, and she goes, "I want a pair of those. You look adorable in those." I'm like, and they're super cozy. And again, it's for me right now, everything's getting over that boot. What's going to get over that boot, you know?
Can you
Uh,
hear? Can you hear me?
yeah.
Yes.
So what's on the cargo pants? How did you order those by size? Because I ordered, because everybody said they run small, just in case you guys are getting the cargo. I ordered a 2X and they were huge.
Okay, so my sister asked me that too. I ordered a medium, and I actually think I needed a small.
So I'm sending these back. So do you think I should get the extra large or the large?
I think you should get the large. I about died when you said you got a 2X because I'm like, you are I unless something changed since April. I'm like, there's no way she's a 2X.
I'm less than I was when I saw you in April, but I've had a couple people, even my customers, tell me they run small. So I got, and I was like, I could roll the thing twice.
No, no, no. That would be way too big. I had the mediums and I probably could use a small.
Okay. Okay. Thank
And
you.
I'm like a 6'8", so if that kind of gives you like my size.
I was at a newborn, maybe.
Yeah. No, I saw
Getting
you in
there, but I'm
April.
not there.
Yeah. But I will put out what I have. I'll put it like I actually did a bunch of pictures. Kate took a bunch of pictures with me and all of my outfits, and I will post them in Bra Ladies in the Know with my sizes that I got. But I can't put the leggings on right now because they're not going over the boot. So
Well, that's weird on the leggings that I got. I forget which ones I got, but I ordered a 2X in them and they're okay. But I don't know if I should go smaller or just wear those
yeah.
because
The
I like
light and tights, I think mine are 6'8". My light and tights. Maybe
I
they're
ordered 14, 16s and I got them on, but I'm just going to stick with that because I like I said, I like to breathe and I can't
right.
stand,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Mhm.
Good. So that's just what I wanted to share was that, Carrie, you've
Okay.
got some other notes here.
Yeah,
And
so I feel like some of these things we could use for hosting sip and shops. And I loved what Belinda talked about on one of our last calls about hosting a sip shop. What did you call it? Sip shop and something else.
what we had saw shop and socialize. Because then
Sip
somebody on your thing said sip shop and
chat or
I don't think so.
maybe it was three S's. Sip shop and socialize.
That was I've been teaching everybody to just like how would you like to get a group of your friends together to just for a fun night of shopping and socializing. That's how I've been really teaching it for about the last year, and that seems to be effective. So
Okay.
I probably, unless they were going to offer um unless you were going to really offer letting them try some of the protein shakes or something like that, like I probably wouldn't do talk about the sip. It gets people confused. I think
I think a sip is meaning like a glass of wine, but that's just me.
well,
You
there
know
you
where my
go.
mind is at.
Yeah, I guess so.
So,
So I
yeah.
mean, you can really make it you can have fun with that and make it your own. The
Yeah.
point is it's not a workshop, it's not a party, it's not a class, it's just like, hey, it's a fun way. Who doesn't like to shop and socialize with your friends? And it's a great way to have a reason to get together, do some shopping, have some fun. And like that's where we need to put this emphasis on. It's just a gathering of friends.
Yep. And you could host your own. You can self-host us with Zyia as many times as you want, so you can actually host your own and self-host us and get some of those items for free. Did we lose Kim? We lost Kim. She must have fallen off.
She'll be back.
Okay. And then, what I thought was really cool today, I don't know who got on there, but they introduced, which was a big surprise, I think, to everybody, but they introduced their incentive trip for the field that starts September 1st and it goes through February 28th. And everybody that's attending Summit will find out. We do know, Anne, are you listening? It's an all-inclusive resort. I'm like, Because it's so funny. A lot of our ladies, Belinda, I think I told you, were really upset when they don't do all-inclusive resorts. And I'm like, yeah, but they do higher end ones and they give you ways to earn extra or whatever. So they're doing an all-inclusive and it's a 6 month window, which they said is something that they did when they first started back in 2017. So we're going to find out the destination and the hotel and everything when we go to Summit. And I guess for people who go to Summit, there's something special that will be there for us. But there's two paths, and Belinda and I were going through this, and we're like, wow, like this is really cool. So path one is if you just are a strong seller. So it's 4K a month, and you have to have 5 enrollees, and those enrollees have to have 5K cumulative volume. So you could have one that does 4,000 and four that do 250. There's the other way, which is you could that 4K is you have to hit it every single month. So you have to set a goal to do a 4K, which by the way ties in with something else that they do. And then path two is you do 10K over 6 months, but you invite 10 enrollees in, and those 10 enrollees have to do a combined personal volume of 10,000. So cumulative. So you could have one that does five and then five that, you know, do 2,000 each, you know what I mean, or whatever. You can figure it out however it is. But here's what I thought was really cool. This is aside from all that. During that 6 months, they're going to have a cash incentive for you guys that if you have $1,000 in personal volume and you enroll one person, that's a $100 bonus. You have $3,000 in personal volume and you enroll 3 people, that's a $300 monthly bonus. So they're trying to gear you up to start offering the opportunity again. And I think it's great for us. We haven't been in that mode in many years. And I'm like, this is a great mode for us to get into. That recruit bonus is pretty sweet. You could do 10 all in 1 month, but I mean, that would be very difficult. But you could do 10 all in 1 month and have $10,000 worth of personal volume and have $1,000 bonus. I mean, he said there's no limit. Like you could just keep doing that. Now that is a little extreme. I just kind of was throwing that out there, but it's a little extreme. Has it happened before? Yeah, we've done it a couple times in our past. But again, they also talked about kind of setting yourself up for success in having $2,500 in PV and 3 recruits a month and 2,500. They said that was when they had their biggest growth in 2017, 2018, and 2019 before the COVID thing. But they looked back at their actual data, and that is where their top performers, their top leaders were really, that's what they were doing. And that's doable. 3 a month and 2,500. But to be honest, I'd bump mine up to 3,000 so that I got that $300 bonus. I mean, because I have to look at it that way. Now, they tied that in with their 4K club. So you got people that are just incredible sellers. Great. Well, if you do 4K, it started on September 1st and it goes through August 31st. This is a great way for you to walk the stage at their Summit Awards. This will also give you every 3 months, they're going to be doing little awards if you keep up that consistency. But you get the recognition at Summit, you get coupons, you get pre-release items, you get exclusive gear, you get a free Summit ticket for next year, and the gala invite. So, but not only that, you're setting yourself up for success and being consistent. I think back to Belinda, I'm going to throw this way back in the day. Remember when we used to do consistency bonuses?
Oh gosh, yes.
I mean, but that was what kept everybody consistent, was keeping that consistency going. And that's what I would say fueled Essential Bodywear back in the day, was our consistency bonuses.
Consistency bonuses are they're good because it gets you in a habit of doing a certain amount. And once you know you can, and this is for anybody, once you know you can, then you're like, okay, I can do that again. I can rinse and repeat and do that action again. And then once you kind of get in that habit, I mean, I remember way back in the day, you know, Princess House did a thing where if you sold, you got extra commissions, you know, it was like a bonus. And so if you did 4,000 back then, that was a lot, but you got 15% extra instead of 5% extra. And so I just started doing 4,000 every month back then. And then I was like, then once you know you can and you do it consistently, then it's pretty easy to do. And then you don't want to not do it because you're like, I kind of enjoy getting this bonus. Why would I do less work to make less? It's just kind of a mindset, anything that becomes a habit. And really it's just learning, like, okay, this is how many people I need to see. This is how many people I need to talk to. Maybe this is how many times I need to post or go live, or how many events I need to do. So once you figure out your rhythm, which it might take you, or your not rhythm, but your formula, that's probably the better word. Once you get that figured out, then you just can say, okay, now I know what it takes. And you can continue to do that same behavior again and again.
Yeah. And it's true. Anne, I'm going to use Anne as an example here, but I remember when Anne came into the company, she had a goal for herself that she had to pay her, I think it was a Ford Expedition. Correct me if I'm wrong, Anne. It was a car payment. It was a pretty hefty car payment. And her
Yeah,
car had broke.
it was a Ford Expedition. It was a $500 car payment.
Yep, it was a pretty, back then it was a pretty hefty car payment that she took on, but she knew what she had to sell each month. And she, hell or high water, that girl made that car payment every month plus with money to spare. And she did it every single month. No matter what month it was, she made sure that she hit that. And it was Anne's consistency that has brought her to where she's at. I mean, since that was 2006, I think, when you joined. And
Oh, '07, yeah.
just, oh, sorry, okay. So that just built her consistency, and that kept her calendar booked. It kept everything kind of going. And she built this huge customer database too, which has been amazing. So, so anyways, this kind of what I was trying to say, that 4K club kind of goes with their trip incentive as well. So those are two things to kind of keep in your, thing. If they kind of, the incentives go together. They didn't kind of go all over the place. They're like, hey, we're going back to, we know what works. And then I think Zach introduced a thing today to try to get people back to that 2,500 and 3 people a month. I stayed on afterwards for the call, and I'm signing up for his thing, which I'll share with you guys. If you guys didn't hear about it, I'll share it tomorrow. I'll post it in the leader forum. And it's worth it to kind of dig in. What made these girls so successful? How are they doing it? And all that stuff. So I'm kind of excited to kind of follow along with that journey. And then one of the things I was telling Belinda about today, we haven't been.
Are you going to talk about
Yeah.
the Fabletics thing?
Yeah, no, yeah, I was going to talk about recruiting, of getting our recruiting thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you go.
Okay. All right. So I know how many of you're used to thinking. So EBW, you guys were, you had the largest amount of sales with the least amount of people of any other single direct sales company. It was actually quite phenomenal. And that is because I think you saw yourselves as specialists. Like, you were fitting specialists, you were bra specialists, and it took a special person that really wanted to be able to do that. And so your recruiting wasn't as robust as some of the other direct sales companies, but you all sold. I think that in some of that in your mind was, well, this is a hard sell. Not anybody can do this. In fact, I know many of you felt that way because you shared that with me on multiple occasions. So I know that's how people felt. And so when you think about, to me, the easiest path to this, you can choose your path, whichever, but I mean, for like consultants, for example, representatives, it's like 10,000 and 10 recruits. I know that sounds like a lot, but we're going to give you an example on how to make that shift in your mindset, because everything is about mindset. It's how your perspective is and how you present that perspective to others. But 10,000 is $1,700 a month, basically. 1,700 a month for 6 months is 10,200. And if you did 2 recruits a month, that would be 8. And if you missed a month and maybe one of them sold nothing, and maybe whatever, you would have it. 2 recruits a month and $1,700 in sales is going to earn you a trip. I stop and think about that for just a minute. I don't think any of you have ever been able to earn a trip doing $1,700 a month and sponsoring 2 people. Now, here's where it gets different. People that join Zyia, they're not like, oh, you got to be a specialist and you got to know everything. It's kind of like, hey, how would you like to be part of the club? How would you like to be part of this? How would you like to get your products at a discount? I mean, it's a fun club to be in. You've got these, grab bags, you've got monthly incentives, you got new products coming out. It's kind of like how influencers are or affiliates are. But Carrie and I were talking today about Fabletics. I don't know if many of you are familiar with that. It's Kate Hudson's line, and it's really more of a sort of subscription. You know how you can get a subscription box, and there's FabFitFun. There's all kinds of different subscription boxes out there, and you pay a fee, and you get a certain amount of items. Well, in her club, you pay $70 a month. I want you to think about that for a minute. You pay $70 a month, and it gives you between a 20 and 50% discount. So I think it's kind of like surprise. You get a 20%, or you might get a higher one, depending on if they're offering a special or a bonus or something of that nature. And that's it. And people, that's how she built her entire company, was come on in, be part of our club. So I want you to think about because our product is equally or even better, because I think it's more well-rounded. But if you think about that, like, why not join the Zyia Club? It's like you can join for $99 for the 1 month and get 3 items of your choice. So they get to pick their 3 items. Then they are going to get a 20 to 25% discount every single month without having to pay anything. Nothing more than the $15 back office amount that they have to pay. So they pay $15 a month, not $70 a month. They get a 20 to 25% discount. It can go up to as much as 34. So they're getting a nice discount. And then the company is constantly offering things like 40% off or 50% off or these grab bags. And they're offering fun incentives every single month. So you need to stop thinking about, I need to hire specialists, and you just need to hire fun friends to be in your club. And if you changed that mindset, getting 10 people to be able to be part of the excitement, get their products at a discount, experience new products each and every single month, it is not going to be difficult to get 10 people. It's a shift in how we see recruiting. It's not even, I would say to you that even the days of, and in a company that is an old, strong direct sales company that's still, very, very strong, is Pampered Chef. And I still work with a lot of their leaders. And I have to tell you, they've even changed that. They never used to say it. I always used to be like, well, if people wanted to would you like to make an extra income? Would you like to do something part-time? It was always about the opportunity. In today's recruiting world, it isn't so much about the opportunity, is how would you like to belong to a really cool group of people where you can get your products at a discount, share those products with others, and get paid for it. That's really more of the attitude in today's recruiting world. And I just kind of wanted to share that with you, because I know some of these numbers might seem like, oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me? 10 recruits? I've never had 10 recruits hardly in a year, let alone in 6 months. What are you talking about, girl? But if you change your thinking on it and said, it's almost like 10 VIP customers. Do I have 10 VIP customers? And that would really like to sort of join in the fun. And part of this is the fun of it. And that is really, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Unique, but that is how they built their brand too. They really built it on, it is fun. You've got great products that you can use yourself, get a discount, and share with others. And every month we've got something new, something exciting. It's always a surprise. It's always fun. And they just recruited. And it wasn't so much like, are you looking for a, part-time, full-time, or big time? We got to get away from some of our old language, especially if we're going to attract a newer generation to this as well. So I hope that that's helpful for you, because I really do think that if you changed your perspective a little bit on this, you would see that you can attract other people.
Mhm. I agree. And I think I think we did this on one of our calls, Belinda, that we talked about Zyia is a little different. They kind of combined the MLM world that are self-users with the party plan world. And they kind of took the best of the two industries and put them together. And that's what's so unique about it, that they have that. And with their weekly drops, someone who's part of the club is like, ooh, that denim shirt's really cute. I'm gonna grab that. And
Yeah.
next thing you know, they're shopping every other week. They're like, oh, this is cool. I actually might like that. Or that jacket that I don't know about you guys, but I have a jacket fetish, and my husband makes fun of me because I buy lots of different coats. Like I love having a different coat for different looks. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I could get caught up in that, like, oh, that coat, that's so cute. And that is where this is. It is part of a club. Think about the people that you know in your life that live in athleisure wear. This might be a perfect fit for them. I was telling Belinda, the gym that I can't go back to right now because I have a broken foot, but I'm like, those women live in athleisure wear. I'm gonna just kind of approach it to them like, hey, you know what? You live in this. You wear it every single day. Why not get a discount on it?
Mhm.
Yeah. Um,
Anybody have any questions on that? Thoughts? What ran through your brain as I was saying that? Anyone?
I think when you bring people, the way we've always brought recruits in, and you're thinking about them having the bras to use, so that their customers can try things on. And with Zyia, that's not the case.
Mhm.
They just look at the videos and whatever the model is saying as far as what size to get, what colors, and all of that. So I think trying to get used to that, it's going to take a little bit.
It is, and you still have the experience of helping those customers that still want that fit. You know what I mean? That's kind of the beauty of both of these things, is you get to still service that customer that you had and loved, but now you get a new customer, and that new customer might be a little bit different. In fact, that new customer might come in because she loves those leggings, or she loves those cute joggers, or those cute cargo pants. But then you say, we also do custom fitting for bras. And they're like, really? Like that it's not, doesn't necessarily need to be your lead, but then all of a sudden, because sometimes that's a harder sell, right? It's just like when there's skincare people, and when I train them, it's like, it's hard to sometimes talk people out of trying a skincare regimen that they've used for a very long time. I remember it's not as popular as it was, but there was a period of time where it was like, oh, I use Clinique. I'm a Clinique girl. And everybody they would not move off of Clinique if their life depended on it. And so I used to say, you know what? Don't try to get them on the whole skincare. Just say, oh my gosh, this is a great thing to add to your routine. It's our blah, blah, blah. So you have another hero item, have another leader. And then once you get them and they like that product, you're like, hey, how would you like to try our skincare? Then because they like the product, they're like, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, that's great. So your fitting and bras might not be your leader as far as getting that new customer, but that could lead to a long lasting customer that comes back, because that sets you apart from anywhere else they could go get athleisure wear. So that's what I think is also really exciting.
Yeah.
I
And
saw
then
something.
if anybody wants to upgrade and get a fit kit, I have 30 fit kits that I have built before we moved everything over there that I have. So if somebody wants to join and maybe somewhere down the road they might want to have bras, I do have those. We can send them out a kit.
Those are the ones for what, 13 for how
Fif
much?
There are 15 bras in the kit, and I think they're 2.99. Yeah.
Oh, 2.99. Okay. And
Yeah.
those are all Abby's?
They're all Abby's, and then there's a set of cups in there and a measuring tape.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, that can always be something down the road, but get them in the door of being part of the club and getting a discount on stuff they buy anyways. That's how I would look at it, is like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
Um, I have a couple of girls that did not get in because of different things happening that were my downline. So how would they get in now? They have their fit kits.
Oh, they would just need to, if I don't know if I can still add people to the thing, but they can sign up for the $99 and then they would be under your downline and then they would count towards your trip too, Lisa.
Okay, all right. And I also noticed something today. I had put one of the grab bags just in my cart. Haven't bought it yet. I put it in my cart and I saw where it said share your cart. So that would be a really good way to to share something with somebody that you like or you think they might like. Put it in the
Mhm.
cart, share the cart, send it to them by email, and then they can they might want to might want to purchase it. So that might be a way to share some products.
Absolutely. And that's funny that you said that, but we used to have that when we had Party Plan Solutions years ago. And Shireen was asking if there was a way that we could have gotten it back when we were on the Shopify and we were working on it. But now it's back. You have it. It's there. It's just kind of like, again, like riding a bike, like some of those features are coming back to us.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Um, So anyways, action items. So I really want you guys to get your team to go out there and bust zero and get them out there and have them post on Broad Ladies to know that they busted zero. Let's get back that enthusiasm, that excitement. And then I would say host a sip and shop. If you haven't ordered your kit yet, order your kit and get some of those items in your kit and put them in there so that you can host a sip and shop or a shop and socialize event and then just start talking about joining the club again. You're excited about this. It's an inclusive opportunity that has lots of many great options for everybody. And again, like Belinda touched on, something we've never been able to do is sell right up until Christmas. I'm like, that is something new and exciting for us. I'm like, we haven't had that before. Um, okay. So one last thing I wanted to let you know, Kate is reaching out to people that haven't got their website up and going yet, but she's also going to be hosting every week a live where she's just going to be sitting on Zoom and people can just join in and then she can walk you through, help you set up and get your things going. So she posted that on Broad Ladies in the Know, but she really wants everybody to be a part of that. And so she's just going to have open office hours that you guys can drop in and she can help you. Another thing for leaders, she is willing to do, if you have a leader call and you want her to get on and go through all that technical stuff, she'll walk you through all of it with your team. Just let her know a date and time and when your meeting is, and she'll jump on for those. Okay, so you guys, we got double commission this month. We got a trip incentive. We have all kinds of things that are happening. So it's all exciting stuff across the board.
Now, Carrie, when we originally talked about this, they were going to offer that $99 kit for like $49 or at half price. Did they
Yeah.
decide not to do that?
I decided not to do that. I think that is I think they have something that was for us that,
Right.
yeah, but that's not the sign up. This is talk about recruiting. But I think if you email them, let me confirm on that one, Belinda.
Okay.
Let me
I
confirm.
thought that that's what we said. So can you please double
I
check that?
will. Let
Because
me
that's
reach
something
out.
that we talked about at the very, very, very
You're
beginning of
right.
the whole merger.
Yeah, I think he came up with a couple really good deals on his thing, and maybe it was 199. He brought it down to 99. I'm not sure, but let me find out for sure. I haven't personally ordered mine yet, so um,
I left that message on 25 different voicemails.
yeah, yeah,
Just letting you know because I thought that was part of the deal. I said
yes.
you can get a $99 kit for $49 right now.
Whoops. Okay, let me find out what that is. Okay, let me get that.
Okay.
I haven't ordered my kit, but I will get out there. I feel bad that Kim fell off. I'm like, hopefully everything's okay. She didn't come back in. But anyways, does anybody else have any questions for us?
I had a couple.
Uh-huh.
Um, Simple stuff like placing an order. Like on Shopify, they knew to go in Essential Bodywear and put the rep's name in. And if our customer wanted to do it themselves, how do they do it with Zyia Active?
You have your link. You have your website link, Lynn. Do you have that yet? Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I would share with you. And then by the way, when we're sending out emails on your behalf, your new link will be in all of our emails that go out. So like your customer base will get your link. Lisa's will get her link. So we will do that. But like what Lisa said, if you want to share like, hey, I want you to take advantage of getting these light and tight leggings, you can put them in the cart for them and then email it to them and then they can place an order.
It's just when you look over on the left and it says place an order, and if you go into the site, there's like um, it's a party order, it's a non-customer order, it's a business order.
Business
What kind
order
of order?
means you get your discount right away. So I think if are you talking about how you place an order from your back office?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to ask Kate that, but it's the same way you did, I think, on our old system. So you probably have the business supply order. You got the shopping cart order. You probably have those three ways. But if your customer, she's going to shop from your link or whatever you. Are you talking about you placing an order or your customer placing an order?
Customer.
Customer.
Customer. Or I've been holding orders until September. Uh, Instead of sending them in, I've been holding them, so I'm ready to do it.
I
When
would put
I'm
him in
when
as
I
a party. I'd put him in as a party. I'd create a party
Okay.
and then I'd put him in one order at a time like you normally do. Like how you
Okay.
used to do it the old fashioned way. Like,
So there's a hostess.
yep, put yourself in as the hostess.
Oh, and you can hostess and self-hostess as much as you want to.
Yep,
Wow.
yep.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you can leave your party open for as long as you want.
Okay.
Yep. So, um, but you can do that.
Okay. The shipping cost. I've only ordered 2 boxes so far, and each one was $16. So I was just wondering, as far as like if some of my bra customers order bras, is it going to be $16 or
I think it all depends. I think it goes by a weight, and
okay.
so they do it by a weight class, and
Okay.
then of course by your zone and stuff like that. So I think the shipping changes per customer and what they order.
Okay. Oh, last one. At the very beginning, we were talking about having a tab for essential body wear. If I found it. I think their ordering system's fabulous. However, I spent an hour and a half and I only got through 34 pages. And I don't want my customers to go in thinking, well, I'm going to order abroad and, for Lynn. And then they go in and they can't find it. But originally they talked about having the essential
They're
body
going to have
wear
a tab.
broad.
They're still going to have a tab. I don't know if it's going to be under bras and then it'll go Zyia by Essential Bodywear, but then it'll go to that category, but then all of our stuff will be there. That's why they're gradually putting things out a little bit at a time. Now, they built their website. I would say that's my only drawback from them is looking for something. They don't have like the Confluence leggings in black, and then you can see all the other colors that it comes in and what's available. They don't have it set up. Everything is set up as an individual item, which has been very tricky. That's why I think what Lisa said was you can share the link of the item. So you'll get to know, like you'll know the code Abby 6111-13. You could probably put that in the search bar up there. You grab it and then you go, okay, you're a 38E. And then you can email that to the customer and then she can place the order and make it easier for her.
So I didn't know if it would be over like on the left and it would have wellness. And then there's three other categories. And you would like, for instance, if you wanted some of their supplements, you just click on wellness and that would be what came up. And I was saying that'd be neat if it was essential bodywear, bras or products, and you just clicked on it. But no.
I
Okay.
don't know they have not shown me what it's going to look like. I do know that it's going to be our own tab, and she said she's going to have to make it look and feel like us, but she told me that the way that we had ours set up, that is on their list to change to go down the road, but she said that's not top on their priority right now because they all fell in love with our website. You guys may not have liked the Shopify website, but from a customer shopping experience, it was
Easy.
so much easier. It just was. And she said that will come down the road, but that means it's a whole oversight for them to actually go rebuild their website to have their light and tight leggings and then the 6 colors that they come in, all in one category.
But they sell so many more when if that was right there.
That's exactly it. Bye,
Yeah.
Belinda. I know you got to go. Okay.
You're on
I
mute.
did. She's
So
on
it's so
mute.
good to see all of you. I'm so
You too,
happy.
Belinda.
And I'm excited to be working with all of you guys again. I absolutely makes my heart happy. So
Good to see you.
yeah, let's do this in September. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
So bye everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
Belinda.
Thanks, Belinda.
Yep. So yeah, their marketing person actually told me that too. She goes, I feel like we would sell much more having it set up that way. But again, you're dealing with a big company now, not a small company, and
But
they
it's
have
really
their things.
impressive when you look and you get if you video, because I videoed every one of them I was looking at, and the model would come up, and I really liked the way they would say, she'd say, I'm 100 pounds and I wear an extra small. Well, and then right below that, I'm 150 pounds and I'm 5'7" and I wear a large. And then she'd say, and this comes, and she'd whip them out, and this comes in blue and this comes in black. So even though you have to look separately, it was kind of neat that she'd be standing there holding both of them.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But wouldn't it
But
be
after
nice
34
if they were
pages,
all right there and
yeah.
you're like, okay, so yep, I'm 135 and I'm a size medium. And then I'll take that in a black. Oh, look at it's sold out in the red, or it looks like it's available in the green. You could grab it. I think they would sell more that
Mhm.
way than the way they have it set up. But again, that's just something, that they can work on down the road, and make an update. Because I find it overwhelming. It's kind of reminds me of going to
Yeah.
Macy's.com. Have you ever been at Macy's.com like on Black Friday and you're like, okay, like where the spot? I give up. I just finally go, oh, forget it. Like what Belinda said, there's too many options. That's
Right.
why I think it'll be our job to go through and really kind of email that link out, like what Lisa said. Look at that. I can email it right to her. Yep, this is what I want you to get. Perfect. Um, and then they can actually pick out the sizes and stuff like that. But I guess I'd probably put the size in the cart too. Like, oh, you know what? I'd probably put you in a size large. I think you'll be more comfortable in a large, or you'll be comfortable in a small, or an extra large, or 2X, or whatever. And then you can
Mhm.
email it out to them, you
And
know.
anything that has to be returned will be at the customer's expense, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I get that too, because it's a very expensive
Oh, yeah.
thing to offer. Um, back in the day, I'm not going to say this, but the reps, this is a long time ago. Our Sharon probably remembers this, Lynn, you might too, Mary, you might. Our reps used to collect all the returns and send them in because we didn't have free returns. And so you had to send them back.
Yeah.
And we would literally get like a big box from you guys, and you would have 10 returns in them, that you guys would collect them. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But the bad thing about that was sometimes the bras would be crushed when they came back. And we're like, crap, you guys
Too
got to be
many.
really careful when you send these back because now we can't reuse the product. Pluses and minuses, but I also get from a business standpoint why they're doing it too.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
On the products, do you know? I know they're going to release a little at a time, but
Mhm.
I like this weekend. I got some orders for Abby's that I'm hoping to place the order on Thursday. But some of them need an extender. Are those going to be added to or added later, or
I can ask her too. Let me see if I can
and
ask her to
yeah,
that. Yeah.
and the lingerie bags, the wash bags.
Okay.
Did those get transferred?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me ask. I can do that. I know for sure the Abbeys are going to be turned on. The Jessies are going to be back in stock. I think they're getting their Jessie order this week or next week or whatever. So the Jessies will be in and restocked, which will be good. And then the Abbeys are just what we sent over. And I think they're doing Abbey Black, Core Abbey, Black Buff, and Plum this weekend. And then
good.
they're doing the Peytons, and then they're doing, I think, the Kiki Thong and Bikini first. So that's their first thing. And then each week they'd rather, and I get why they want to do this. They don't want to just turn it on and overwhelm everybody. They want to do a little bit at a time and introduce it a little bit at a time. So over the next 4 weeks or whatever, 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, I don't know how long it's going to take them to do that, but they're also counting them in, putting them on the shelves and all that fun stuff.
So the only thing that they will have introduced would be the only thing that we can order as far as our stuff.
Right.
Okay.
But each week you're going to have something new. I mean, not new to us. Like it could be the Hadleys the following week. You know what I mean? I don't know until the week because I'm actually trying to get it ahead of time too, so that we can send our emails out to correspond with
Right.
what they're doing. And it's funny, they have such a big team. And I think about it, I'm like, oh, the three of us packed up that warehouse and they have 30 people unpacking it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
it-
Maybe y'all should
So,
have went and helped.
yeah, yeah.
so
Well,
Carrie,
this hop
as
along person isn't helping anybody. So
I'm so sorry you broke your
I
foot.
know.
Yeah, really.
Question, over time, as they're adding all the bras and our product, will we get eventually the product that we had, or are there are some that are not coming over?
Okay, so I firmly believe I told them my best sellers, they wanted my top 10, top 12. I mean, they kept changing it. Give me your top whatever. And I'm like, okay, but just because it was our top doesn't mean it's going to be your top. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Hmm.
So I obviously the Abby Lux, Jessie. So they placed orders for the Abby Lux, the Jessie, the Chloe, the Poppy, and the Emma. So they placed orders for those. And
Okay.
then I said, I said the Emma, right? The Emma, the
Hmm.
Poppy, basically all the Lux, and then the Abby core. Yeah. Did I say that all right? And then I said the other ones, we just got to see how they sell. Because if the Hadley, and by the way, a lot of the people that we put in at Zyia, we put them in the Hadley or we put them in the Peyton and they loved it. Or they
Hmm.
might actually love the Piper. And that's their client. That could be one of their top tens. Do you know what I mean? Will it be ours? Probably not. You know what I mean? But
Right.
we just have to wait and see how it goes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I was just interested in if eventually everything, the products that we had are
Mhm.
going to come over.
And I mean, it could be that the Gabby sells really well for them. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
know. Do you know what I mean?
sure,
We
sure.
They have a customer base that's so much bigger than what we have that
Mhm.
I don't even understand. I mean, they have millions of customers. We have
Yeah.
200,000 customers and they have I don't know, they have 15 million customers, something like that. So it'll be different to see, how it sells. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
what their customers are. But now I do know, and I think I shared with Mary this, in, in I'm they're really big in Iowa. They're really big in, Minnesota, Wisconsin, South Dakota, North Dakota. But you know what those small areas don't have? Bra
Boston.
shop.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then by the way, Lynn, they're not very big in the South. You have a big pool that you could really pool from. I mean, you have the South is not a touched market. I mean, they have reps and yes, but they're not. Nebraska's really huge. Nebraska's very big for them. But again, what these communities all struggle in is they don't have a place to find a proper fitting bra. And that's why their field is really excited about this. And they really want to have that bra experience for their
Mhm.
customers. And so some of them, they might get into it. Some of them might not. They might just go use the calculator, and here's your size. Do you know what I mean? They might, I don't know. There's going
Yeah.
to be ones like I talked to a lady in South Dakota. She goes, you have no idea. There's no place And she goes, I live in a very big town in South Dakota. And she's like, there's no place for these people to go buy a bra. She goes, I may be a 38B, but she goes, I got customers from all different sizes that are just dying for a really good everyday bra. And so I don't know if you guys were on that leader call today. I saw so much excitement when they announced Essential Bodywear. They were like, I'm so excited for cup and letter
Yeah.
size bras. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well,
I,
I think it's kind of like this match made in heaven. I mean, I think God met both needs. They needed a good
Yeah.
bra and you needed a partner, and look what happened. So,
Mhm. Well, we also
Job,
have
Carrie.
the best bra ever.
yeah,
We just wanted to share with more people because it drives us all crazy when you're not wearing a good bra. I'm
exactly.
like, it's one of our pet peeves, you know?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
thank you. Yes. And I know it's been a difficult, journey ahead, but I'm so excited for what is coming. Yeah.
Well, I take my hat off to you. You've never quit, and I really appreciate the fact that no matter what you had to do, you wanted to keep EBW alive, and you did. So
Yeah.
that I
Good job.
applaud you. Yeah.
It's funny. I talked to Marsha. When was that? Was that Friday? Yeah, she was packing up and going to the beach. And so I was finally explaining everything to her. And I said, and I couldn't really talk to her about it during what was happening because I was under an NDA. So I couldn't really
True.
talk. Do you know how many times I wanted to call her up and talk to her about it?
Yeah.
And she goes, Carrie, I would have told you to go for it. She goes, this is exactly it. She goes, this is like what you said, this is the match.
Yeah.
This is it.
I have to go.
Okay, bye, you guys. But
Bye.
anyways, but yes, I'm excited about that. I hope you guys are too. And again, we just have to change our mindset of being
Yeah.
like, okay, you don't need to be a bra expert, but do you love to live in athleisure wear? Girl, I gotcha. And it's so much cheaper. And I thought about like, I'm gonna try to work on some things for you guys to post about like, are you a member of Fabletics? Do you like that $70 a month payment? What is it worth it to you? Tell me the pros and cons of it. You know what I mean? And try to
Mhm.
get out there because you might get people off of that and onto you.
Yeah.
I mean, I about died. $70 a month,
Yeah.
$59.99. I'm like, I gotcha. I'm like, this is $15 a month and all kinds of things and little gifts and stuff like that too. And you know what? If you grow it big enough, and it's funny, if you go back, and I'm going to share these in the leader too, there's a bunch of testimonials that when they interview some of their top leaders, oh, I just came in for the discount because I live in athleisure wear. And now I'm making, $5,000 a month, or whatever it is. We just have to change our mindset.
Right.
And it's phenomenal to be able to kind of go like, you know what? Yeah, I'm 50 some years old and I can change my mindset and I'm going to,
Yeah.
and offer
Well,
this.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm glad to still be able to continue to do what I love. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, you guys have a great evening. And
Thank you.
don't forget to let your team know about Kate's open hours. She posted on Bra Ladies in the Know.
Great.
Her open
Thank
office
you.
hours. Her open office hours.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks, guys.
you.
Bye,
Good to
Bye.
see
Bye,
you,
everybody.
y'all.
ladies.
Bye.
Bye.